with everything in my life, I kind of have become, I guess I could say a trendsetter. I've always like lived and marched to the beat of my own drum. Like that has been high school, before people were like wearing crazy stockings and crazy socks and things like that. That was me. Oh my gosh. I used to wear like plaid shirts with one button buttoned and the rest open with a little cami. That was me. Like I've always been a little weird, a little different. And my career has been that way as well. So a lot of you who've been following me know that I'm in the military, and I've been in for about 3 years. And my career has been like different. Like when I tell people my story, they're just like, bruh, like how in the world, did you get where you are? You kind of got exactly what you wanted without even knowing that every single piece of the puzzle was falling into place. Um, and that's just kind of how it's been. So now that I've been in for about 3 years, I am a specialist. Everyone is starting to ask me when I'm going to get promoted. And because I'm older, I'll be 31 next month on the 5th of August. And because I'm older, I actually had management careers. I was in management in banking. I was in management in different finance. I was a store manager. I worked in the mall and ran a store. So I actually have like years and years and years of management experience on my belt. So now that I'm in the military, I kind of like am falling back. And some qualities are just innate. You can tell that I've worked in management. You can tell that I know how to rally up the troops and get people motivated and get people to do their job. But I'm just in no rush. So this video is gonna be about why I'm taking my time to become an NCO, and I'm okay with that. So an NCO, for those of you who are not military, is a non-commissioned officer. It is kind of like I guess the cream of the crop, I guess, for the enlisted side of the house. Now, of course, everyone wants to be an officer because that's where the money's at, and those are the leaders who are in command, and those are pretty much the bosses. The enlisted side is like we're the worker bees. But an NCO, is the management positions. You get soldiers, you tell them what to do. If there's taskings, you don't necessarily go, but you kind of get your people to go. But I'm in no rush. So one thing that I do, I actually sit back and I pay attention to everything that's kind of going on around me. And I kind of have figured out that once someone becomes an NCO, they lose their sense of self. And I'm not saying like, who am I and who I want to be and what I want to do. I'm saying the fact that I get to go to work every day and do what I love and do patient care, and no one's pretty much paying attention to me as far as, okay, she's coming, she's on time, right place, right time, right uniform, but no one's paying attention to I need her, specifically her, to go and do this tasking or this tasking or this tasking. Because I'm just a specialist, I get to go to work and do what I love. And as long as I'm there and I'm in the right uniform and I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, I'm left alone. But the moment I become an NCO, it no longer becomes what my job is, what my specialty is, what certifications I have underneath my belt. It becomes, we have this slot, we need an E5 or an E6 or an E7. Look, there's one. She can do it. And I just don't want that. I'm in no rush to lose my sense of self. I'm in no rush to lose what I've worked so hard to get just to become, a babysitter or a slot filler. I'm not. So the moment you become an NCO, you lose that. You lose your ability to just be. And I like just being. It may sound selfish, but I've done, 5, 6, 7 years of taking care of the people around me. And I'll always take care of my team. Whatever the people I need that work with me, whatever we need, whether it's a civilian or military, whether they're on my shift or off my shift, I'm down. Let's figure it out. And I'm part of the team that way. But as far as, if someone's not showing up, finding them, stalking them, fixing everyone's problems beyond something that's, easily handled, I ain't in no rush. I'm not in no rush. And I've also figured out that people who, once they lose their sense of self, they kind of lose that happiness. So I am happy going to work. Before I started doing what I was doing, I didn't like it. I didn't really want to go to work. It was no fun. I felt like I was just doing grunt work. I wasn't happy. But now I get up and I'm happy, and even if I'm tired, I know that every day is going to be something new. Every day is going to be a new adventure. I'm going to learn different things. I'm around people who can really kind of help me fine tune everything that I've already learned so far. So I am very happy and very fulfilled going to work every day right now. But the moment you become an NCO, you lose that. It's all about the soldiers and the people around you and getting others where they want to be or need to be, kind of pulling everyone else up while you're just staying there. And I'm in no rush for that. And a lot of people give me, a hard time because that is not the Army way. That is not the military way. But honestly, it's not that I'm not motivated, because I don't want to say that ever. I'm very, very, very motivated. I love my job. I love what I do. I wear my uniform proudly. I love, being in the military. It has honestly helped me become everything that I wanted to be as a person in my career. Just the discipline, everything. But I am in no rush to lose the hard work that I've put in. And I feel like that's honestly what's going to happen as soon as I become an NCO, because I've seen it too many times. It stops being about Renee and Renee's future and what Renee wants and how Renee's going to get there and Renee being fulfilled, and it becomes, okay, you good, clearly, because you passed the board. But let's get Susie where they need to be. Let's get Marco where they need to be. Let's get John where they need to be. And I actually have a friend who was like, well, this is how we lead the way, blah, 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 hua, hua, all that military stuff. But I don't feel like I cannot lead the way where I am. I feel like a lot of people look at me and they see me every day and they see me working hard and they see me doing what I love and they see me happy and happy with my job. And I am leading the way, even though I wear, a sham shield on my chest. I feel like I do lead the way and people do look up to me, and I am being part of the team and someone that people can be inspired from. I feel like I am doing that already. And even though I'm not an NCO, I haven't, crossed over, I feel like I still am capable of being that support for my peers all around me. And a lot of people, because I'm older, I'll be 31, so a lot of people who are at my rank are a lot younger, so it's easy for me to do that, for me to talk to them about where I've been military wise and not, honestly, and where I'm going, and for them to just hear my journey and to get motivated from that, to know that the military has so much more for you than just the mundane everyday, and I kind of have come in and broken through a lot of the barriers that were already there. I was in a lot of the first. I was in the first paramedic program. I'm in the first enhanced medic program. I'm one of the first paramedics working on the floor, of a hospital. I'm actually doing my job. I'm like breaking those boundaries. And I actually had the honor of meeting the Sergeant Major of the Army. I was so excited. He gave me a coin. He gave me a coin. So here's my coin. I'm excited. Like, this is like, So he came to the hospital with Lieutenant General West. She's the Surgeon General of the Army. Like, that's crazy. I will insert some selfies here. Now my hair's crazy, guys, because I was trying to, keep it in regs, and I didn't think I was able to do this. So I do look crazy that day. But I was so happy to meet them, and I actually was talking to him. It was a bunch of people, but I was actually having a conversation with him, which was really cool. Um, and he told me, because we were talking about becoming a nurse and doing PA school. Everyone's kind of pushing me to be more than a nurse. I don't know. We'll see. But he said he was actually in PA school. He was going, and then he was the only, like, whatever rank he was, infantry, for a certain slot, and he had to go fill that slot. So he had to drop out of PA school to go fill a slot because he was an NCO. Now, granted, he did crack a joke and say, it didn't work out too bad for me. He is the sergeant major of the Army. But, it just kind of solidifies for me that it doesn't matter what you're doing. You have to fill a slot once you get there. And I am not preaching to the choir and saying don't become an NCO, because before I get out of the military, I do, plan to become an NCO. I'm just saying that I'm not in a rush, because I know that this is one phase of my life that I am enjoying. I'm enjoying going to work every day and learning and finessing my skills and doing what I love. And even though I know it might be short-lived, because at the end of the day, it's needs of the Army. But even though it might be short-lived, I'm going to enjoy it while I get those credentials. So when people come to me and they're like, you need to go now, and I'm like, no, I'm going to go when y'all make me. I'm going to go before my time is up, but I'm not going to go right now. Right now I'm focusing on Renee and getting where I want to be. And honestly, goals for me is what I'm doing right now. What I'm doing right now has always been goals. And, I have been thinking about possibly med school. And I've always been like, I met a doc the other day, and he was like, yeah, I went to Johns Hopkins because I told him that was goals for me. Growing up in Maryland, goals for me was graduating, going to Johns Hopkins, becoming a doctor. And he said, I went to Johns Hopkins, and I was like, oh, wow. And he also said, I didn't go to med school until I was in my 30s. And I was like, really? And he's like, yeah. Yeah. So it's possible. Anything that's goals for you is possible. Some people get in and they want to become a sergeant major. Like, that is it. That is goals for them. And that is the path that they take. But for me, that's not goals for me. So all I'm saying is, while you have the time, while you're a specialist in the private and the E2 and the E3, I came in as an E2, so I, enjoyed my road to get into a specialist, of course. But now that I'm a specialist, I'm like, skirt, hold up. I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet, because I've paid attention to what's going on around me, and I want to wait. I want to enjoy working and doing what I love before I become a slot filler. And once I become an NCO, then it's just going to be a different hat that I wear. Then I'm going to be all about my soldiers and all about their progression and all about, NCOERs and all about that. But while I'm right here, I feel like this zone, this E4 space that I'm in right now, is allowing me to finesse Renee and who she is and what I really want my military career to be. So, nope, in no rush. I'm in no rush to become an NCO. So, I don't know, guys. Hopefully you got something out of this video. I was just blabbing it. It was just really a topic that I end up talking about a lot, because people think I'm crazy, when I say, yeah, I'm not going to the board yet. I'm chilling. So I decided to just, get on here, because maybe it's not just me. Maybe it's some other people out there who feel the way that I feel. Or maybe it's some people out here who really have become NCOs pretty quickly, and then they kind of have like buyer's remorse, because they didn't really get to do all that they wanted to do. They kind of lost that sense of self, lost that specialty that they had, that the military gave them, and they didn't really get to enjoy being a specialist, honestly. So thanks, guys, for watching. Until next time, bye.